Number 4, Marquesas, with Shane Ellis as the pilot, the favourite after runner-up finishes in the Derby and the Governor's Cup. The Derby winner Drone Strike, with Aaron Shatry parading as the second favourite. Bran Rickman on commentary, with a splendid Marquesas in command, leaving the half-mile.
Sun races toward the back and Trickster is left out of it and Best Forgotten, but Marquesas has now moved into that lead and slips away by maybe 10 lengths over Commander 2 as they leave the 3. Marquesas has made a big move, 5/16 to run. Can they catch Marquesas? Commander 2 is several lengths in behind in the distance. Feiruz and Contractor will be asked for every effort. Drone Strike, the Derby winner, going nowhere at the moment, but it is Marquesas under an enterprising ride in the St. Ledger, running toward the furlong pole, getting cracks of the stick. Marquesas, the rider changes his stick to the left hand. A furlong to catch Marquesas, and the rest are tiny dots in his mirrors as they run past the 16th pole. It is Marquesas coming away. Marquesas will take it for Mikey Marlowe and Shane Ellis.
One of the most lopsided St. Leger races in Jamaican history. Marquesas all alone in deep stretch, as Ellis easily adds to St. Leger wins he had in the past with Typewriter in 2012 and Relampago in 2014.
When I leave the 6th furlong, I know I was going to win because I have a horse and I was just waiting to pull the trigger.
This is a victory in the classic that we were waiting for from the beginning, but you know, when it comes, and you know, you give your you take your hats off to the other guys that won the first 2 legs, you know, and we're happy for this one, so at least we got our slice.
The 9-horse field taking the track for the St. Leger. News swirling about of a serious hoof problem that threatened to scupper this number 9 horse's bid for the Triple Crown after big wins in the Guineas and the Derby. Supreme Soul poised to become the 12th Triple Crown winner in Caymanas Park history. And physically, he shows no signs of discomfort minutes before race time.
They're off for the St. Leger. A fair start. Supreme Soul breaks widest of them all. Earn Your Stripes is moving down toward the rail in the early exchanges, and it's Earn Your Stripes. Supreme Soul, trying to be restrained by Shane Ellis, is down in second. As they make their way to the clubhouse turn, Tuna Ciliata races up with Crimson. Cryptocurrency is out wide, Sentient widest of them all. In behind them, Tricky One, and last of all, it's the filly Princess Annie, as Earn Your Stripes, the pacemaker, sets the fractions on the run toward the far side. Leading up by 2 lengths over stablemate Supreme Soul, proving a handful at the moment. Cryptocurrency is racing next. Tuna Ciliata on the rail. They're joined up by Crimson. Sentient now inching closer. Tricky One and Princess Ava toward the back, and a long way last, it's Princess Annie. She's not in it at all. They leave the 6 and make their way down the far side, and Earn Your Stripes continues to go on that lead, opening up some 5 lengths over Supreme Soul. Crimson in between runners. Tuna Ciliata is there toward the outside. Cryptocurrency. Sentient and Princess Ava track these. A break back to Tricky One. Forget Princess Annie. They're approaching the half-mile in the Jamaica St. Leger. Earn Your Stripes out on that lead, but not so far. Supreme Soul now cutting into it. Crimson is racing on the rail with Cryptocurrency out wide. Sentient begins to make a run with Princess Ava. Tuna Ciliata has faded back. A gap opens up to Tricky One and Princess Annie as they leave the 3 and run toward the 5/16th. It is Earn Your Stripes. Shane Ellis asks Supreme Soul now to come with a run as they're about to come into the lane in the St. Leger. Earn Your Stripes. Supreme Soul now asked to quicken up on the outside. Toward the extreme outside, that's Sentient not laying out. Tuna Ciliata now begins to come with a surprising run. Supreme Soul. Tuna Ciliata worrying him as they arrive at the furlong pole. Tuna Ciliata points. Here is Princess Ava. Supreme Soul is rallying on the rail. What a St. Leger inside the final 16. Tuna Ciliata fighting. Supreme Soul coming once again. Supreme Soul and Tuna Ciliata have gone by.
Real drama here as Supreme Soul's unfancied stablemate Tuna Ciliata, with Linton Stedman riding, delivers a challenge on the outside and actually gains a narrow lead approaching the 8th pole. That shocked Supreme Soul's confident rider Shane Ellis, who was in the middle.
When it come on my outside there, I was surprised, the horse was surprised, and basically Supreme Soul is a horse like this. He tends to watch the horse, and the horse passed him, and I have to get after him to pass back.
So here's Ellis on the inside aboard Supreme Soul, his Triple Crown bid being threatened by the same horse Tuna Ciliata he had ridden to a robust Prince Consort Stakes win in March. Urgent left-hand whipping though from the 45-year-old Ellis keeps Supreme Soul in front in a thrilling stride-for-stride battle, climaxing in a desperately close finish.
They're off for the St. Ledger. A fair start. Mahogany just came off in behind horses. Over on the far rail, another affair is running quickly. Here's Green Gold Rush as they pass us for the first time, and these two matching strides. Wow stays close with King Arthur on the outside. Further back to One of a Kind. Nipster is on the rail just at the inside of Old Wharf. Mahogany settled with the back markers. Attorney General overtaking Mahogany. In behind them, Double Crown. And last of all, it's Sen City. The field make their way in the water. As they make their way toward the 7, they're there now. And another affair attempts to steal it, setting the fraction. She's way out in front by some 7 lengths. Wow chasing with King Arthur on his outside. Green Gold Rush snapping at their heels. A break of 5 lengths opens up to Mahogany, now beginning to run at them as they leave the 6. Overtaking One of a Kind. Nipster on the rail, just ahead of King Arthur in rather Sweet Toppings in between horses. On the outside, that's Attorney General, then Old Wharf, Double Crown, and Sen City is last. The St. Ledger field will now arrive at the half mile. Another affair in front, but not so far. Wow is only 2.5 lengths away. King Arthur running back in third. There goes Mahogany on the outside, now beginning to pick up as they arrive at the 7/16. Green Gold Rush is next, and One of a Kind. These are the main contenders in the St. Ledger. 3 furlongs remaining, and now Wow strikes the front. Here is Mahogany, produced by Omar Walker, and they leave the 5/16. It is Wow and the match race setting up. Mahogany now turning just on his outside. They're into the lane in the St. Ledger. It is Wow and Robert Halladine holding that lead. Mahogany has made good ground, but looks to be faltering at the moment as Wow maintains the advantage on the run, passing the furlong pole. Watch out for Nipster down against the rail. One of a Kind is on the outside. It's Wow, and here is Nipster, the surprise of the party in the St. Ledger. And Nipster is overtaking his Wow and wins it over Wow. Then One of a Kind, Mahogany, and in behind them, King Arthur. Six furlongs remaining in the Jamaica St. Ledger 2021. There's a war up front, further and beyond on the outside. Simba the Lion keeping them honest in between horses, and Miniature Man right on the rail. These three almost abreast. Calculus has now joined them almost as they leave the 5 and head to the half mile. Santorini, She's a Wonder, now begins to roll. Amy the Butcher is ahead of Secret Identity. A Nuclear Noon has a lot to do from there, along with Burn Notice and a T. Brady at the back. A half a mile to run in the Jamaica St. Ledger 2021, and further and beyond now takes the lead as they leave the 7/16. Calculus right away in second, just a length down as they slip past the 3. The filly She's a Wonder now wound up. Miniature Man is shaken hard. These are the main contenders at the 5/16. They're about to come into the top of the lane, and the Calculus is worrying further and beyond. These two battling for it as they leave the quarter pole in the stretch drive. She's a Wonder, the filly, is switched down against the rail, and Calculus, could this be a surprise, has the lead on the run to the furlong pole. Further and beyond is left 2 lengths down. It's Calculus holding the advantage. A 16th to run. Calculus and Shane Ellis for Anthony Baba Nunes, rather for Gary Sobrati, and Calculus comes away to beat Further and Beyond. She's a Wonder.
Only a 3rd career win for Calculus from 8 starts. The 3-year-old colt is the first local classic winner for his Canadian-bred sire, Sensational Slam. Jockey Shane Ellis was winning his 21st classic race in Jamaica.
Ten furlongs and they're off and running. Brinks comes away on the rail with Sunset Silhouette. Emperor of the Cats also got a good start. Blue Vinyl is now tacking across to take those leaders on as they thunder past us for the first time. The pacemaker is Brinks up front from Blue Vinyl and Emperor of the Cats. Atomica is tugging and Reserve right on their heels as they go into that clubhouse turn. Sunset Silhouette is well positioned on the rail, Burning Red in between horses. Outbidder races next as they leave the mile. Power is a further 3 lengths in behind Outbidder. The head Cornerstone runs next against the rail in the purple sleeves. The grey Reins will come next. Morimoto just in behind by a length. Slam toward the back of the field. Roraima has overtaken Slam, and Slam now trails. They make their way toward the final 6 furlongs in the event, and Atomica has now tugged through, disputes that lead and gets it narrowly. Brinks continues to bounce easy in second. Blue Vinyl has them covered, just about 4 lengths off that lead. Emperor of the Cats is a further 2 lengths down, Burning Red right on his tail. Outbidder now being niggled along a bit as they leave the 5. Sunset Silhouette is further back with the head Cornerstone. Power races up toward the back of the field. Rainsville races up next, then Morimoto. In behind them, Roraima and Slam outclassed at the back as the tempo increases in the ledger, and they make their way toward the 7/16th, and the filly Atomica now goes on. Here is the match race evolving. Blue Vinyl pulling alongside, and these two shoulder to shoulder as they leave the 3. In behind them, Brinks now looks to be feeling the heat, but the match race is on. Inside the final 5/16th, they're about to come into the lane. In the St. Ledger, Atomica the filly. In the center, Blue Vinyl on the outside, and Brinks tries to fight back over against the rail. Atomica swerves to the fence. Blue Vinyl has the lead. Atomica trying to come on once again. Brinks is in behind them, but Blue Vinyl is driven to the max and holding the lead. Atomica, can she fight back? It is Blue Vinyl in the ledger, opening up 2 lengths. Atomica the filly. First time she's been tested, and she's failed the test as Blue Vinyl comes away to score on the Radish Roman. Atomica has to settle for second.
A very classy St. Leger trammed this for 2,000 Guineas winner Blue Vinyl, the 24-year-old jockey Radish Roman, in the space of just a month, collecting his first and second classic wins.
Talita comes into gate 6. Field in line for the Jamaica St. Leger 2023. Denzel Miller doing the honors, he sends them off. Mamma Mia gets a good start in the center as they come racing up toward us. Sensational Move is also in the early fray. Princess Sharon is right there over against the rail as Mamma Mia takes them along. Princess Sharon in the black cap races on the fence. Talita is right there in the early mix. Sensational Move and Huntsman racing out wide. Mojito now looking for a spot on the rail, but blocked at the moment as they leave the mile. Rhythm Buzz races in behind those. All for Love is next from Sheer to Ben. Kai on the Go races toward the back of the field. And last of all, it's Life is Life as the St. Leger field make their way now, flashing past the 7. Mamma Mia out in front with a clear run. Princess Sharon is the one chasing best of the rest at the moment as they go toward the 6. Huntsman in a good position on the outside. Sensational Move is there. Mojito now beginning to make ground. Talita in between horses. Money Miser is next, possibly 10 lengths off that lead. Rhythm Buzz just another length and a half down. All for Love is under the pump. A gap opens up from Sheer to Ben. Life is Life. And last of all, it's a Kai on the Go as they have left the 5 and make their way now toward the final half mile in the Jamaica St. Leger. Mamma Mia, Princess Sharon, they continue their duel up front. Huntsman on the outside. Talita now asked to kick. Mojito continues to look for ground, being pushed on the rail. Money Miser is in between horses. Sensational Move races further back with Rhythm Buzz as the leaders leave the 3. All for Love now beginning to run on the spot. Life is Life and From Sheer to Ben are just ahead of Kai on the Go as the field will come thundering into the top of the lane, and Princess Sharon gets that lead. Here is Talita kicking in on the outside. Money Miser has made good progress. Mojito is nowhere to be seen at the moment as they run toward the final furlong, and it's the filly Talita who picks up that lead. On the outside, Money Miser, on the rail, Princess Sharon, but it is Talita. She will create the upset over Mojito and the rest. Talita running away from them in the end. This is the Jamaica St. Leger, and Talita surprises them all and wins by 6 over Money Miser, Princess Sharon, Rhythm Buzz. Mamma Mia back in 5th. for the 2024 running of the Jamaica St. Leger. They're off for the St. Leger. Back in Rome gets a good start on the far side with Supremacy. California Crown will attempt to go all the way. As now going through to get that lead, California Crown. There's Supremacy rushing up between horses. Mac and Rome on the rail. Allegiance 5 lengths in behind them with the speedy Run Julie Run restrained this afternoon as they head into that clubhouse turn. King Pie, interesting times ahead, follow through. Provident races toward the back of the field with Crown Chaser. Brenda Boy second from last, and Captain Sparrow will have to fly late. They're into that clubhouse turn. They make their way now toward the final 7. Mac and Rome just the leader. Supremacy pressing a half a length down. California Crown reserved back in third as they make their way now toward the final 6 furlongs. Interesting times ahead is just another 3 lengths in behind that punch. Allegiance races next, a close-up 5th as they go past the 6. Run Julie Run, Not Let You Set. King Pie is 4 lengths in behind her. Provident just a half a length down and running the rail. Crown Chaser toward the back. And last of all, it is a Captain Sparrow and Brenda Boy as they head toward the half mile. They've left the 5 behind them in the St. Leger. Continuing, California Crown has now shot through and gets that lead, attempting to steal away from them. Supremacy going in chase 4 lengths down. Interesting times ahead now bursts through, and it is interesting times ahead who has now taken second place. But up front it is a California Crown. The filly Run Julie Run now grabs a hold of them, and Run Julie Run now takes the lead on the approach to the 5/16th. Interesting times ahead right alongside her, and these two will come into the lane in the Jamaica St. Leger. The brave Run Julie Run. Interesting times ahead now looks to point. Run Julie Run not done yet. Beginning to run on from behind. That is Crown Chaser, but they run toward the furlong pole. Interesting times ahead, shaking loose from Run Julie Run. Interesting times ahead opens up 2 in the drive. They approach the final 16th. It is interesting times ahead out in front and pouring away from them. Interesting times ahead, a 4-timer for Jason DaCosta and Tevin Foster. Crown Chaser looks to be just second over Run Julie Run, then Provident. Field in line for the 99th running of the Jamaica St. Leger. They're off for the St. Leger. Big Buzz gets a good start on the far side. Burning Hedge is running quickly. Lockdown is right there. Mighty Gully is in the center as they come flashing past us for the first time. Mighty Gully gets that lead. Bob the Builder and Prince Roy right there. Lockdown is there. Uncle Harry just in between runners. Big Buzz settled on the fence. Sensational Soul is packed in behind horses as they go into that clubhouse turn. Uncle Harry has made some progress. Prince Roy overtaking. Cop Car is making a good run of it. I Dream Again hidden from view on the outside. Sensational Soul taken off the fractions. Hanser overtaking. Burning Hedge toward the back with Strong Mind. Then comes Benison, and Pretty Perfect, laboring early, is left at the back as they take the back stretch and make the way now toward the 6. Bob the Builder expected to lead. He does so. He leads up from Mighty Gully. Prince Roy, I Dream Again. Hanson now moving by them. A Lockdown racing just in behind with Cop Car held together. Uncle Harry overtaken by Big Buzz. Has to make some ground. That Sensational Soul now beginning his run. Benison racing on the outside. Just in behind them, Burning Hedge. And then Strong Mind, and forget Pretty Perfect needing a tow truck as the St. Leger field are about to arrive at the final half of a mile. And Hansa tries to steal it, hopping through to get that lead. She's opened up some 5 lengths. I Dream Again on the outside. Bob the Builder fading back a bit. Prince Roy races next, possibly 8 or 9 lengths off that lead. Cop Car is there. In behind them, that's a Mighty Gully. Sensational Soul now wound up on the outside. Lockdown on the rail. Big Buzz is there. Then Benison and Burning Hedge. A huge gap to Strong Mind. Pretty Perfect. And being pulled up almost. That's Uncle Harry as the field turned for home in the St. Leger. And Hansa continues to deny them. I Dream Again trying to close up. Bob the Builder asked to come with a run on the rail. Burning Hedge is running strong on the outside, but Hansa could have stolen it. Arrives at the furlong pole. It is Hansa getting chops. And that left-hand stick. She's a surprise of the party. They'll arrive at the 16th pole. Here is Burning Edge and I Dream Again. Hanser running out of steam. I Dream Again charging up in the center. I Dream Again upsets them in the St. Ledger, beating Hanser and Burning Edge. Then Sensational Soul and Bob the Builder back in 5th.
Thank you for watching another video produced by the team from QuickGallopJaya.com and its YouTube channel, The Quick Galloper. Please stay on the channel for other enlightening videos on those involved in local horse racing. Please like, subscribe, and press the notification bell.